All right.
Don't you hate that?
3, 2, 1, again, go.
Wait, from where?
From right
From
there.
right
Oh, from...
I'm sure you can edit it, right?
I'm
yeah,
sure
let me
I'll-
just make it easy for you to.
I'll figure it out.
For you to cut. Okay, all right. So you've been making your way through Voyager. Like, what prompted you guys to start working your way through Voyager?
Charlie, summer Star Trek to Charlie. So we finished DS9 over the course of, well, it went longer than summer, but
Okay, so you guys have
summer
done all of
fall.
DS9.
So
Okay.
we did all of DS9. I'm one of those people that has to watch the complete thing. I can't skip
Yes.
around. I don't really like
And
that.
and in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also watched Enterprise. just
Okay.
recently,
Did you?
so,
What
yes.
did you like?
I liked it.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
But I know not everybody does, but I did enjoy it.
That's the newest one, right?
Right, yes, the one, the franchise killer, the one that got canceled,
Yes.
as some people refer to it as. I enjoyed it very much myself.
Franchise killer.
Right,
Well, at least it
right.
wasn't Voyager that was the franchise killer.
That is true.
So, okay, so my intro to Star Trek was also TNG. I remember sitting at the kitchen table. I was lucky enough to have a father who was very happy to push sci-fi into his children. So he indoctrinated us at a very early age, and I remember sitting around the dinner table as a family and having my mom totally tuned out. She claims that she remembers none of this, but I remember us being glued to his tiny little square black and white TV that was like this big and like this long, you know, sitting down Saturday night waiting for the TNG episodes. So, yeah, so I remember that, and then, you know, just geekery just kind of sticks around. So women in Star Trek and things. Charlie mentioned that you were reading a book about Kate Mulgrew, the actress who plays Captain Janeway.
Yes.
So what do you think about our girl Kate?
Her life was fascinating. Like, she had some crazy stuff going on when she was growing up. Like, small school and family drama and she had a lot of kids in the house. Of course, Irish Catholic family. That happens sometimes.
Sure.
But she went off on her own and struck her own way in New York City, which was crazy at that time. From this
Interesting.
Iowa girl.
So kind of farm girl that goes to the big city. I can see that.
And it's fascinating so far. I've gotten to the point where she's just got her first role in the soap opera. So
Soap opera. Oh my god, I'm trying to imagine that.
Mine's hope.
Of course. Have you seen Orange and the New Black? Is the New Black? Have you
Yeah.
watched any of that?
We haven't watched the new season, but we've
Yeah,
watched
the new season. Yeah, well, I won't say any spoilers. But okay, so like full disclosure, I watched Orange is the New Black before I started watching Voyager, and it was one of those, you know, it was one of those things, and I'm incredibly ashamed to admit that I actually watched a couple episodes before I even realized it, and then all of a sudden I looked at her IMDb and I was like, it's red, of course it is, and I was like, Kyle, it's red, and he's like, yes, I've been trying to tell you that, of course it is, it's I've been telling you, that's Captain Janeway. Anyway, so I've been looking at her with like this new level of appreciation because we're seeing her in what, you know, you might call like the more autumn of her career, and she's amazing and incredible. Yeah. And so it's just, I think, kind of like a time capsule to go back and like watch her.
Right. Yes. You can tell just the way, which I guess it was the same thing with TNG, to be honest, but she's also Shakespeare trained, so that's interesting too.
I can totally see that. Yeah. Of course, she does have that Picard diplomacy, measured kind of. Although I always wish, and I'm desperately curious to hear what your thoughts are about, you know, Voyager and just, you know, kind of the women's in Star Trek in general. I mean, Star Trek has it has this kind of tumultuous relationship with women, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, there's a lot of no, but there's also a lot of yes, like way to go, right? First interracial kiss, like, you know, first Nichelle Nichols, first woman who was not black woman who was not subservient to a man.
Right, not a maid.
Right.
Even today, there are a lot of black actresses that say most of their roles are maids.
Right. I'm ashamed for not remembering her name, but she was in Hidden Figures, and also, you know what I'm talking about. But she was making cracks about, you know, yay, hey, I finally get to stand up here for not being somebody's maid, right? But yeah. So okay. So I don't know your overall impression of. Are there any? Let me ask this question: are there any particular things that have like stood out to you as either like, yay, they handled that really well in Voyager, or like, ooh, like that's.
There's some iffy stuff. Like, I don't understand why Janeway would have wanted to ever be a nanny in a Hollow Suite program. I have no idea why that does not seem like her personality at all.
Okay, all right. I'm so glad. Okay, I'm so glad that you said that because I was practically jumping up and down on the couch in that episode. I was like, what? Okay, all right. If they're going for Jane Eyre, they're doing it wrong. First of all, and you wouldn't ain't nobody. I was like, there's no. In fact, Kyle and I even concocted this whole scenario where like she designs this holodeck program to have like sexy little like sexcapades.
Right.
A la the ringleader of Dollhouse, Joss Whedon's Dollhouse. What's her name? Who runs the place? You know, she goes off and like uses Victor for like these flings every now and then. Then she gets back from the holo program and her hair is like a little bit messed up, and she's like, you know, she's got energy again. Like that's the kind of holo program that my Captain Janeway in my head has going on, not some 18th century nanny.
Yes, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So that one I definitely think they did wrong. Yeah.
I feel like they corrected that. Not too many episodes later. Even they finally started getting her in some Da Vinci, the Da Vinci holo program.
Yes, definitely.
And she started getting to her scientific side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much less.
Okay, so this question has been burning in my brain. These are just silly little.
Oh sure.
Q, like the whole Q. Okay, so the second Q episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he's like, I want you to have my baby. The Q episode.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me your feelings. I love Q. I love the Q episodes, right?
Q. Yes. I've always liked Q.
He's fun, you know. He's like the jokester, the trickster, right? You know, he comes in and messes everything up. But what do you think about that episode?
Well, I could see where that would. I don't know. I thought I didn't really think about it at the time.
No.
But I can see where that could be construed a little differently. When you think about it, other captains didn't have the same treatment.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to shake his head.
No.
I'm sorry, and I'm so sorry to go there. And again, these are just the silly little things. There's so many awesome and amazing things to talk about. But I'm just... So my husband Kyle really appreciates her getting snapped into her 90s. So for those of us who haven't seen this episode, Q of course comes and basically he's like, Janeway, I've decided that you shall have my child. And he's got like this love nest set up in her chambers and candles. It's very hard for me to not swear right now. I just want you to appreciate that. And and then he like snaps her into her 90s, and this is the part that gets me. He grabs her and does the whole like, darling, you shall be mine routine. And she just, I mean, you know, after the break, you know, that's the
yeah.
And then after the break, she's like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's a rule.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay.
They had to have, you know, the commercial break where you're like, oh my. Yeah.
Right, where you're like, oh. But I'm like, the other captains, okay, so Picard gets all like Shakespearean up in his face, right? Cisco slaps him.
Punched him, decked him hard.
Punches him. He grabs Janeway. I mean, by some definitions, this is sexual assault, but I'm not going to go. But I mean, come on. And she's just like, okay, I mean, oh no, Q, no, what are you really after? Let's therapize you. Let's try to figure out what's going on.
She is very motherly often.
What do you
so
think about that? I mean, obviously she's, you know, motherly to Kes, and then she kind of, you know, transfers that to Seven of Nine.
Mm-hmm. But really the entire crew. Because she wants to make sure that they're safe and they're all together, and she gets them back home in one piece.
Yeah, oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that larger kind of meta piece of her, like, getting them all back home. Oh, that's deep. Yeah. Which, I mean, that's not unreasonable, you know.
Right.
She is you know, I would expect some of that, I guess. What about, I mean, so there's some other women on the show, right?
Mhm.
Talk to me about whatever. We can talk about 7 of 9. 7 of 9 is the easy one to talk about. But what do you think of Kes? Like, I know that Kes, who goes away at the beginning of the 4th season.
Yes.
Yeah. I know that she gets a bad rap. You know, she's often people are just like, oh, whatever. She was like a nothing character.
Yeah, I found her annoying in the beginning.
Yeah.
She started to come into her own, and they completely gave her this makeover, like complete makeover.
Oh yeah, like towards the end of the 3rd
Before
season.
the end,
Right.
right before
yeah,
the
yeah.
end.
Yeah, and she's got like
crazy long hair, just
Yeah.
never there before, and she's made up all beautiful and wearing slightly sexier outfits, and then she's gone.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's almost
that's
like-
when she started getting her power, and then or her ability, and then
Yeah.
she was gone.
Right. And then that was like a weird plot thing where she was suddenly
Yes.
gone.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been watching through season 3 lately, and there are some really, really amazing Kes episodes. Like I feel I kind of want to like root for her as like an underappreciated character. Underappreciated for some valid reasons. I mean, I think that I think that the writers and the costume designers totally screwed her character over.
They did, yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, her costume is infantilizing, and interestingly, at one point, she gets taken. It's the actress does an amazing job. Actually, she gets possessed by like a rebel, like the Che Guevara type,
Right.
you know, who's
Right.
and they actually refer to her, to the body that he's taken, as a little girl. And I'm like, right, because that's, you know, how they've been dressing her the entire time. But I mean, she's amazing. She holds him off. Like, she manages to like mentally defeat him. She saves the doctor at one occasion. She saves the entire ship on, I think, a couple of occasions. And she's also that kind of like quiet voice of like reason, you know.
She
So
is,
often
yeah.
she's just like standing there, kind of like smiling and waiting for everybody else to figure
Yes.
things out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had that softer tone about her. Yes.
I kind of like until I realized that she kind of went away at season 4. I was really kind of hoping and expecting that they would groom her into like a Counselor Troy. You know, I kept kind of expecting that. You know, the captain seemed for a while there to be developing like a really close relationship with her, and I kind of hoped that they would like grow her up and like let her be like a woman and you know, kind of join the crew. But
Well, she was definitely younger in the beginning, just because she was.
Right.
She was technically only a year.
2. Yeah,
She's
a
like,
year.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a year old, but she has like super
Yeah.
short lifespan or something weird.
Something weird, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the actress herself, I don't know if that's the reason she went off the show, if it was the actress, but she had some weird stuff going on. in her
Oh, did
life.
she?
So,
Also.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, I, of course, judgmentally am like, well, they got rid of Kes to make room for boobs. I mean, 7.
I like the way that 709 has been developing and becoming more human, really.
Sure.
And the little girl, I don't remember her name, she helps with that too.
Naomi?
Naomi. Yes.
I haven't gotten to the parts with Naomi yet.
Yeah. There's a couple really adorable
Are there?
episodes.
I've jumped around seasons 5, 6, and 7. But I haven't done the full timeline, which I'm sorry. I was only jumping ahead so that I wasn't completely in the dark. I'll go back and watch them in order.
Did you, the baby that was born on Voyager, did you see that episode?
Yes,
So
yeah.
Naomi gets older.
Oh!
So then you see
Oh,
episodes
you know
with
what? I
Naomi.
have seen them interact. I didn't realize that that's who that was.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she helps humanize 709 a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it was really awkward, but I think 709 is becoming a little more humanized. But yes, her outfits, particularly when she couldn't breathe in them, are a little extreme. And there have been a couple times where you see her writhing around and all you see are boobs. Yeah. But I'm sure there is a certain group of people who were the intended audience for the show. So I'm sure they were going towards that a little bit. All writers do. That's part of working in sci-fi.
And there's nothing wrong with sex. And just for the record, boobs are great. I mean, boobs are pretty. Like, boobs are great to look
Right.
at. Like, I totally get it. Like, who doesn't? I am a big fan of Counselor Troy's asymmetrical cleavage. I just am. Okay, that teal dress where it, you know, like it does the like.
Cosmic cheerleader, they called it. Cosmic cheerleader. That was the name.
Cosmic cheerleader. I understand that Marina Sitteris hated that outfit. I can understand why she did.
Yeah, she was excited. We watched her.
Mm-hmm.
We went and saw her at Comic-Con, Grown Ups Comic-Con, and she said she was very excited when she could actually wear the uniform.
In season 7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, because I think I read a different interview where she was talking about that, and she was basically like, yeah, like as soon as the cleavage came, all the gray matter went away, and magically in the 7th season, when like the cleavage went away, the gray matter came back, and she started going on away missions and things like that. I've always had a soft spot for Counselor Troy, and yeah, okay, cleavage. I mean, which again, like it's only a problem if it's cleavage or gray matter, you know? Why can't it be yes and? Like, why can't it be cleavage and gray matter? You know? Sexy and smart? I don't know. But the cleavage notwithstanding, I've always had a soft spot for Counselor Troy because Picard gave her so much agency as a member of the crew. I mean, at one point, she's like the captain of the crew because everything comes down to her, right? I mean, you often see the captain turning to her in critical moments and relying on not only her insights and her experience, but oftentimes straight up her intuition.
Right.
So, I mean, I always thought that was, that her character was, I don't know, a good way of empowering some of the more, like, kind of base elements that we consider to be feminine.
Speaking of female characters within Star Trek universe, my favorite is Jadzia Dax from DS9.
Yeah.
She's like Klingon warrior princess. Seriously. I love her. She's my favorite, for sure. Because she's the strong and feminine and sexy. And
I mean, those Klingon
she
mating
plays well.
rituals are no joke.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You have to love the Klingon woman for racist sexual appetite, right? No?
Yes. But are you familiar with Jadzia? No. So she's
A trill.
she's a trill. So she actually has different hosts that she's been in before.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's humanoid,
Right.
but she'd had a previous host that was very involved with the Klingon Empire. So she actually ended up marrying Worf. Ultimately.
Did they have cute babies?
They did not, unfortunately.
That's too bad.
Yeah. There were circumstances that stopped that from happening.
That's
But
too bad.
she's my favorite, for sure. So if you haven't been introduced to Jadzia, you should be.
Well, I'm sure that when we're finally done with the great Voyager journey, which might be done sometime next year, not that I'm complaining, it's good. I'm pretty sure that DS9 will be kicking up next.
We tend to speed through our Star Trek.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of episodes.
Yeah, well, it's good because they're always there to come back to, which reminds me really quick, random, pretty much unrelated, maybe funny story. It was funny to me. Okay, so Charlie mentioned to me something about it was in one of the mini comment threads, but something about, we were talking about Chakotay and Janeway. Hi, Chakotay and Janeway. Which we could talk about. Chakotay is so dreamy. I'm sorry. But Charlie, so we were talking about like Janeway hooking with the other characters, and Charlie mentioned something about Paris and Janeway in one episode.
Yes, the lizard
Bizarrely hooking up and having lizard babies, and they never speak of it again. And in my brain, I needed to categorize that as something that had happened in the relaunch in the novels. I needed that to not, so my brain pushed it there. And then, like the next week, I was recovering from a very stupid hangover, which is a story that I won't talk about. But anyway, so I'm recovering from a hangover on the couch, and I'm kind of dozing in and out of consciousness as I watch Voyager. And the episode starts all normal and everything, and I come out of my hangover, gross unconsciousness just in time to see two very strange lizard things with like man-like arms on the ground like be created and wiggle, and then like tiny babies like slip into the stream and swim away, and I was like, no, it didn't just happen. Erase, it didn't happen.
Yes. I'm sure that's why they never speak of it again.
Right. I felt like that. Yeah, I was like, never speak. Why did that episode exist? Speaking of never speaking of things that happen again, let's talk about Tuvix for a second. Tuvix, the Neelix and Tuvok combo.
Yes.
Was that as? Did you guys find that a little bit? I mean, it was brilliant. I thought that the writing was brilliant, the character was brilliant, but I found it disconcerting. I found Tuvix to be disconcerting. Am I the only? Is that somehow?
Well, Neelix is a little disconcerting, so I can understand.
Is that racist? Is it racist that I found them disconcerting? Just they're better as two separate people.
They're definitely better as two separate people. I thought it was an interesting mesh, but yes, they're definitely better as two separate people.
Just visually.
Yeah.
Tuvix was not.
Yes.
Wispy. No, I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry to
you're all fine.
make fun of Tuvix. Poor Tuvix. He can't help it. Okay, so you're reading more about like Kate Mulgrew, and I read I think one of the articles that Charlie posted that in referencing like what you were researching about her, where I think at a Comic-Con she basically attributed 7 of 9 coming on the show on Voyager to the producers needing there to be sex, and she specifically pinned it on her refusing to let the writers write her into having like, it sounded like what she was saying, like basically like a visual sex affair with Chakotay, that they were like, fine, well if you won't give us sex, we'll bring on boobs to be in everyone's face constantly.
Right. Yes, definitely.
I was like, that sounds like, is there like a little bit of like bitter retrospect there, or like I don't know. How much truth do you think there is to that? What's your take on the whole, transition and the, motives behind, other than boobs, which is an obvious motive?
Yes, definitely. It's very possible. I can't see her character being super sexual though. Like Janeway is not like that. I could imagine that when she and Chakotay were lost on a planet with an idea that they might be there forever,
and he finally convinced her to plant her garden. Literally.
Yeah.
He literally finally convinced her to plant a garden.
I'm fairly certain that they wish that they were left there.
Planted a garden a little bit sooner? Yeah. Thanks so much for coming back and rescuing us, guys. We were about to be happy bunnies for the rest of eternity, but thank you so much.
But I can't imagine her being sexual, and I don't think the writers were actually going to try that, but I'm sure that they wanted something.
Yeah, something more cute, snapping her into her nightie or something.
Right.
Which again, not that there's anything wrong with that, Who doesn't enjoy Janeway in her nightie? I mean, I enjoyed Picard in the American Apparel Deep Silver V-neck jammies.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy a little Picard chest hair, right? Not Riker's. Riker's is just too much. It's really, I mean, some people are into that, which is good because there's always Will Frakes for that. Sorry.
He is Charlie's favorite person, so you have to be careful.
I love number one. I love him. I think my favorite gif of him is like the sparkly beard. Like everything's just his beard is the beard. The beard came out.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. So yeah, 7 and all of those things. I don't know. What do you think? Like, did overall in the show and 7 and her implementation? I mean, do you think that her character became successful overall? I mean, I know that you guys haven't gotten all the way through.
I think so. For right now, where we're at, I think she has had good character development. From the beginning. There have been a few episodes where she really struggled with her humanity, and I think she's gotten to the point where she thinks she belongs in the human world, which is good.
The wrestling through Stockholm with Janeway in the beginning when they first, you know, what do they say, reincorporated or whatever it was. That was really, really interesting. I just, it was like, once, like you said, like once they got done with like the ridiculous costumes that like she needed an oxygen tank in order to breathe in.
Right.
I mean, there were still like boobs in your face, but it was like, that was just the only residual effect. It was like, okay, and things are back to normal, but boobs still in your face constantly and rampantly, and very much so, but everything else is like normal.
Yes. Which they did that in Enterprise too. What was the Vulcan?
T'Pol, the Vulcan, yes.
Yes. She had quite a magnificent rack as well.
Vulcan boobs.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Ooh.
And she was never in Starfleet uniform because she was actually in, well, I don't even think it was a Vulcan uniform, to be honest. It was just hers.
Special for Vulcan boobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Much like Troy. Yes. Special uniform just for you.
For Betazoid boobs. Who
Yes.
Mrs. Gene Roddenberry also had Betazoid boobs, of course. Right.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I can't help but, you know, look at things through a feminist lens sometimes. Not all the time. You know, throw it away, you know, most of the time. But every now and then, I'm just like, it's the utility of, like, just having giant boobs. I mean, boobs are such an essential visual part of Seven's character, despite the fact that she evolves and, you know, grows as a character and has, you know, all of these really deep relationships, that at a certain point, it kind of feels like Counselor Troy's cleavage, you know? Like, what would happen if you just got rid of that? Like, could you do that? Do you think? Would it hurt the story? Does it make the story any better? Because I don't think it makes the story any better. And that's really what I'm kind of, it's not, you know, burning your bra. If that underwire is really comfortable to you, then, you know, have it. But it's more just about quality writing. And I tend to think that when writers and producers rely really, really heavily on like heavily sexualizing the characters, that's just kind of creatively lazy. It's like, didn't you have anything more, you know, sex? You're just gonna go to, you know, could make anything better, more interesting. But I don't know.
She's very smart though, so she does have lots of abilities there too. So she's not just a sexual character. She actually has some of the gray matter that you were talking about.
Right. Well, and I think really interestingly the fact that, I mean, her character itself is not, it's like the anti-sexual. It's like, I mean, she's very, very, very not sexual. It's just this visual thing.
Right.
Whatever. I suppose we can throw the producers along. I feel good.
Well, ladies, closing thoughts?
I am so looking forward to Discovery.
Yes, definitely.
Don't appear to be any boobs in that so far.
Not so far. They're wearing lots of clothing. So
nothing wrong with boobs, just for the record. That's just, it's boobs and story, boobs and gray matter. It's just all of it.
Gray boobs matter. Gray boobs matter. Hashtag. No. I got it. All right, you guys. Well, I will hand it over to get this outro before we get too silly. So, thank you very much. Woo! I've been sweating over here. Marjorie and I were laughing when we got started here that these outfits are a lot better in October. Which is when we have our local show. So thank you everybody for joining us for the first kind of long form YouTube video that we've done. Todd and Lisa and I are looking to bring you a lot of these as time goes on, kind of on different topics. But as far as I would also like to say thank you.